And you sort of alluded to that too, where commercial is different to residential because you're looking at the property, you're looking at the initial deal itself. You don't know what you're actually really buying until you do that full due diligence process, which that's how the deals are structured, and that's the appropriate way of doing it because you're getting that contract price on the way in, and then you're doing all your due diligence checks, which takes days to do. But you want to get that solidarity of price agreed upon first, and then go back and do it. Whereas resi is a bit different. There's like a lot of the due diligence can be done on the way in, and then you've got you're building in pest reports and things like that on the way once you go under contract. So. What have you found have been the biggest differences between the resi and the commercial buying process?
Well, resi's a lot slower and less money, and commercial's a lot faster and more money.
Faster in which way? Like faster?
Faster as in terms of negotiations, getting your offer in. You have more savvy buyers in they're business people, right? They're investors first, and they've invested in multiple assets before, getting to the commercial realm, because it's a higher price point typically, and the investors there are just switched on, and the competition is a little bit more fierce, I believe. Probably less people, but smarter. And then in resi, I just feel like you can't really. There's not as many elements to stuff up in resi compared to in commercial. There's so many elements in terms of like the biggest thing is like looking at all the comparables and the variations of the different types of assets, the different types of yields, tenants, the different types of comparables in terms of rents, square meter rates, and the asset type as well. Like a resi, you can get like a 3. There's so many 3 to 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom homes in that certain area with a bunch of sales. Like it's a lot easier to get comparables typically, and it can build a lot more confidence. I couldn't even imagine trying to invest in commercial by yourself and do it yourself. If you're investing, you want to do it without emotion, and like if you're trying to do it all yourself, and then the more you learn and the more properties you look at, the more emotional you're going to become to go, I really want this one to happen, or you're going to sort of oversee certain things because you're going to become biased because you spent so much time and effort to get to this point. Saying no will be a hard thing to do at times. So, and I can see where that happens in resi as well. Like I can see where people, they build, and any investment, they build so much, they put so much effort and energy, expenditure and time into it that they sort of go, I need to just make this work. I need to just get in the market. I've spent this much time doing it, and they go ahead and do it. And that having that barrier of an agent for both sides, resi and commercial, is, I think, it helps you be a little bit more removed and less emotional. So that's been hugely helpful.
Yeah, the resi, like it's both of them, in my opinion, is there's, you just got to pull the trigger and you have a go. The commercial, in my brain, is it's definitely more there's high levels of risk just in getting it wrong. Residential, you can kind of ride it out. If you buy the asset, and there's lower levels of, I guess, tenant risk